Yo, welcome back. Let's complete design we started a while back, and okay, last time I recorded this my battery ran down, so I just want to complete the design from where we stopped. And I was of the opinion that I'm going to show you some useful software that you can use. But now let's just go through our sketch once more. And if you look at the sketch, where I talked about moving this section to the right and moving this guy, no, talk about moving this to the left, moving this one to the left, and taking this one to the right. And the context for this may change. I really don't know yet, and we may become more intuitive than what we have here in our sketch. This is just a very rough idea. So we're going to go back to our design, and we'll pick this layer here, which was where we stopped. If I hide this and make sure that it's grouped, comment box, if I hide this, okay, it works. That's our comment box, and that's what I want to work with. And this guy that is hiding, okay, we use this to delimit the width. So next one do is, I think the white is too bright, so I'm just going to knock down the opacity a little bit. Take that down, something around 70, 75. Yeah, we can work with that. So next thing we want to do next is to create our image, and I want my image to be separated from this corner by, let's say, this stick, and that should be about, we have 10, 20, okay, 50, and put this 50, that's 60, that's 70, and that's 90, 70 by 90, that's 30 pixels, so separated from the corner by 30 pixels. So if we go back to our calculation where we stopped up, we will separate minus 30 pixels, and that will be equals to, so we're just going to we're going to bring in our calculator, and that's it. Okay, and I'm just going to say 517 minus 30, yeah, that'll be equals to 487. Okay, 487. So I'm gonna Ctrl C to copy, come here and say equals to 487. And this will be width of comment content equals to 487 pixels. Now we're going to apply the Fibonacci ratio to this, so to get the actual content of the text, so we're going to say text width, text content, or text width content, it's equals to 487 divided by 1.618. That'll give us, I'll pull in my calculator again, and 1.618, and that'll give us 300. So we're going to use 300, approximately 300 pixels, and now we've got content of our text, and we'll say image width will be equals to 487 minus 300, which will be equals to 187 pixels, and that will be the width of our image. So we're just gonna come here and drag out this good guy, let's say 1, from here to here, so that delimits our 30 pixels. So we're going to create a guideline to mark that out, and we already have one there. So zoom in, and okay, we need to get our guides, and yeah, so we're going to take our rectangular tool, and we want that to be about how many pixels? Wow. So I think I'm going to control Z first. Okay, we want that to be 187, so I might bring this guy in. I'll take my move tool, select, and as I'm expanding the size of this box, I'm watching the X and the Y value, but we want the width value of it, so that's what we'll focus on, and we want that to be 187. You got that 186, 187. That's big. Ooh, that's big. So I'm just going to take this down a little bit to make it well positioned. Okay, we had a little problem here. We didn't place this within the comment box, and I'm going to drag that in. Okay, I'm going to reduce my info, reduce my color palette. Okay, now you can see that this stuff is really big, and this is a good area to break away from the Fibonacci ratio. And I think the picture, the picture section is too big, and another thing I could do, I could divide this by 2 to get a more reasonable weight. So I can say pull out my calculator, get that out. Okay, I'm going to divide okay, we'll subtract that from 187, and we have our 187 divided by 2, and that will give me 93 pixels. So we're going to try out a reduced version of the image. So I'll take this guy, bring up my info palette again, and I'm going to reduce this to 93. Actually, that's too small. So basically you could just use your grid here to get a very reasonable image width. So I think this guy, it's okay. And you can see at this point I'm breaking away from my Fibonacci ratio, so I don't bother much about it. So I'll say comment base, rename this layer to comment base, and we're going to apply a slight stroke to it to give it a sense of depth. And throughout this course we've been applying strokes. Oh, and I know some of you going, Charles, I'm not tired of strokes, so I'm going to drag this in so you see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to take this guy here and I'll click OK, and let me drop the opacity a little bit. I'll click OK. So I want to hide out my guide, so I'm going to hold down Control semicolon on my keyboard, and that takes out my guide. Now we have this sexy picture here. So we're going to do what we've done with virtually almost every shape. So I'm going to control click on this, control new layer, no, not control, just click on new layer icon here, and I'm going to contrast the selection by 5 pixels, and also control by 5, no, let's make that 3. And what else? I'll fill with the base color. You can fill with any color you like. So I'm going to hold down control backspace, and I'll control D to deselect. And now I also use my picture for this dummy for the design, so I transfer this from my Bluetooth, and it was when I went to Osaba to catch my phone. So come here, I'll drop. Now you see that picture is pretty big, so I'm just going to zoom out, or I'm just going to scale down my picture, plus zoom in, drag it here, commit the change. So I'm going to clip this picture to that layer. So I'm going to clip it to the layer we just created, and the moment I clip, it's going to retain that border. And now you see picture nicely fitted. Woo, someone shout yeah. Okay, and next I want to create the heading for the topic. So like, I'm go back to that sketch, and I can close this out for the time being. Oh, I'll just leave it there in case we want to do more calculations. So you could see each topic has an heading and has some text. So we're gonna add the heading, and I'll just say Charles Asaba. And actually this picture was taken when I was in Asaba, so I'm just saying Charles in Asaba. And on site this function, maybe we'll have something more reasonable or more productive to paste on it, but for now we're just using dummy text. So I'm going to make this big, and yeah, take that down. And I'll say Charles Musaba. So another thing, we may want to play with the color a little bit and look for something more appealing. So just gonna play with this a little bit, and I want to make this oblique, and when I make that oblique, it's gonna be like this. And I think, what else can we do to this text? And I'm really thinking hard here, so let's try it out. Yeah, that would do. And I don't like the line at the bottom, so I'm going to leave it like that. And to the right, we're just going to add some time. I'm going to add the time to show exactly when it was pasted. So I'll take this to regular. And I had a student complaining this morning about his text not showing up clearly. So if I take this to sharp, you see the text become more rigid. So in order for you to make your text a little bit smoother or to appear good on your graphics, you have to make it, you have to change the this effect or this option here to smooth. So I'm going to take this back to oblique, and I'll take my cursor here, put it here, and I'll reduce back to 12. I'll give it a date, I'll say 2011. And I'll say the 10th and the 15th. So this will signify the date that the post was made or the comments were added to the site. And I'll save this, and I want to make sure that these are in the right layer. So I'll control click, make sure they are selected, and I will drag them down to that comment layer just above our comment box. Where is it? Okay, so we have all this as our comment box, and the reason we're doing this is so that we can easily duplicate the effect. And the next thing we want to do is that for each comment we have a post, maybe a subtitle of what the post contains. So I'm going to click and drag with my text tool, and as you click and drag to your text tool, you have this bounding box just like your free transform box that you can use to either scale in, scale out the area to which your text is actually restricted to. And I'm just going to commit the change and delete. So I'm going to do that again. So you see, I'll select my text tool, then I'll click, hold down my mouse and drag. So I'm holding down my mouse and I'm dragging out. And I had another person complaining about getting text to look nice and well positioned. This one way you could do it in Photoshop. Okay, and this is the way to do it. And I want to introduce you to another bad guy. I use a lot of Photoshop, and this is my web development kit, and it's called Turkey. Turkey actually generates dummy text I use for my designs, so I don't need to go to the net and start searching for dummy text. So it's a Java-based application, so it runs on Java. So I'm just going to copy here, and I'll take it here and I'll paste. Hit Ctrl V, and I'll come my change, and you can see that the text is actually there, but the color is not that bright. So I'm going to change the color to, let's sample this one first. Yeah, we have a good text. So all we're going to do, we're going to select this text, Ctrl All, hold down your alternate and your upper arrow key to spread your text, and keep tapping. If you tap the upper arrow key, it brings them together. If you tap the lower arrow key, it spreads them from each other. That means the line spacing, if you don't see CSS before, you know what I'm talking about. The line spacing between the upper line of text and the bottom one becomes much. So I think it's good somewhere around there. Yep. And we decide to increase the fonts to 14 and see what happens. Okay. And I'm going to take out the oblique. I just want to be regular, so we have a nice contrast between the top and the bottom there. And that's nice, that's nice. Okay, I'm going to do something a little bit strange. I'm going to drag this guy in. I've been doing with all my designs. I just decided to do it in this design. I've been doing it of recent, so I'm going to take this out, and I'm just going to put a plus sign somewhere here to say if you want to read more instead of writing the more. So I'm just going to use that to represent more, or something like a span tool or a lens like icon or something. Okay, this is it. So I'm going to select this, and I'll come here and hold down my shift and draw. And another thing I want to make sure is that the color is white, so you end up getting a white icon after drawing. I'll select this, make sure it is in my comment layer, because I'm not paying much attention to what I was doing just now because of the explanation. So I'm going to search for I want to search for this and make sure it's in the right place. So I'm going to come here. Where am I? Okay, I'm going to hide this out, so if everything follows. You see, this guy didn't follow. So where is it? Where is it? Jeez, I can't believe stuff's actually hiding. I'll click on this again. Okay, sometimes this stuff really spooks me out, so I'm gonna hide this one, and that's okay. Let me lock that out, and I think this is it. Okay, we found it. So we're going to drag this guy up into our comment section. I want to get that above, and I'll drop it here. Oops, Ctrl Z. I drag the vector, I drag the marks instead of the shape. So let me rename this to read more icon. Read more icon. I'm going to drag this up, and I'll drop it there, and I'm going to make my comments visible. And nice. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now I don't think we'll be needing this anymore, so I may just delete. And I may take time. I just want to take a look at this guy here, this section, and I think I may touch that a little bit. So I named that base. I'm going to open up the layer by clicking this padlock icon here, and you can see the padlock has been released from the layers. And I was thinking of dropping the opacity a little bit to see the way it's going to look. To 8%. Yes, I think that's That's what I want. I just want a very faint shade coming out of it. I'll take that a little bit down to see the way it looks, maybe to 5. Yeah. Save that. The next thing I want to do now is I'm going to take my comment layer after folding it in. Whoosh. And yep, it's all squeezed in. Comment box. I'm going to hold this layer, drag it down to my new layer icon, and it's going to be duplicated. Hold down my shift key, my bottom arrow key, tap to take that down. And I'll do that again. Repeat the same process. Take that down to my new layer icon, tap, take that down. Drag it down to my new layer icon again, tap, take that down. I know what you're thinking, Charles, it's not evenly spaced. How am I going to fix that? Hold on, please. In the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna explain that. Don't rush me, please. And I'm just playing. Okay. Now the funny part is that we have this, and they're not evenly spaced. I'm going to do that. I'll commit my change first. Okay, I'm gonna select this layers 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll make sure it's selected. And the next thing is that I want to activate a marquee tool for my base area, and I'm going to activate this. When I activate this marquee tool, that means as I distribute this group of layers, they are going to be positioned in, or they are going to be aligned relatively to the base layer. But sometimes I don't need to do this, but I was thinking about it. I'm just going to deselect. I just want to spread this layer between each, as in the space here, the space here, the space here. I want them to be even. So I'm just going to mouse over this, so you see the difference. You see horizontal center, and if I click horizontal center, you see that they are actually placed at the center of one another. And vertical center, you see all of them become folded into one. So I'll Ctrl Z. And this one is distribute vertically, and this is what you want, because you want the spaces between them to be equal, so you distribute vertically. So if I click, you see the slight adjustment, and you can see that the spaces between them are actually what, equal. Ctrl D. Okay, I just click aside my layers, and you see that they are evenly spaced. Nice, huh? I'm going to click on this, and want to move our layer down a little bit. Take it down. And so would be like, Charles, why are you doing that? I know you're asking a lot of questions. I'll answer it in the GC. The reason I'm doing this, okay, let me save first before I go back to the sketch. Save. I'll go back to the sketch. The reason I'm doing this is that you just don't have we don't have a heading for these posts that were made, because someone comes to the site and see posts like this, we like to know what they are actually about. So just above it there, I'm going to write what it is. So I'm going to select my text tool, I'll say C coordinates team updates, and I'm going to bump that up. Okay, I decided to make that small. I was thinking it was looking a little bit kinky. Change that to white. And take that down. Big, small. Okay, C coordinates, and we're going to make that oblique. Let's make it bold first. Let's see the way it looks like. save this, and this is where we are in our design. So I'm going to take this layer, select it. I'm going to select the base layer here, and this layer spans the total body of the page. So I'm going to drag that down so I can save it at the bottom of the page. So I'm going to save, hit the tab on my keyboard to bring out the full design, Ctrl plus to zoom in, and okay, this is where we are in our design, and I'm going to end the class here. Then we'll come back. When I come back, we'll start working on the other section, and I said this is going to change. I don't think this was going to be there, but something similar or something of this nature. Thanks for watching. So when we come back, we'll continue with our class.